SCA names?
Taliesin. Sorry.
All right, give me a couple of minutes and I'll let you know as soon as it's actually live on Facebook.
Sure thing. And I'll keep an eye on Facebook too on my phone because sometimes it pops up.
I found a new use for a veil. It hides my headphones.
I have been known to wear a wimple before to hide the fact that I have an earbud in.
I tried to use garb to hide the headphones. The headphones got caught on the hood and the corner of the shelf and almost knocked my candle over.
Oh, no. Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
I use my hair.
Oh no.
There's a cat in my veil. I tried putting a veil around my headphones and everyone was like, what's wrong with her head? Why is it so big?
I am now actually able to bend both of my arms again. So.
Ooh, did you get the second shot?
I got the second shot on this past Saturday and I had an IV in last week. So it was like.
That's exciting. All right.
All right.
Recording.
We are recording. We are almost live.
Almost live. Very exciting.
All right. We are actually live.
Yay!
Well,
okay.
April, Honor, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Sarai, so much. So everyone, welcome to the Midrealm's April 2021 Bardic Showcase. This marks the 12th month in a row that, well, okay, technically 11th month because we did a smusher month in the winter, but basically the 12th month in a row that we have done this. So that's very exciting. I am excited. This month's theme is bring me your best. So everybody's just going to do what they want to do, basically. So Leah Dunn is going to get us started. Leah Dunn, if you would please unmute yourself and take it away.
So, your best. My route to the SCA has been a long and circuitous one, starting in science fiction and fantasy fandom and of course love of history. And when all three of those things combine, I'm in heaven. That's marvelous. So my best. In 2007, I wrote this song called In a Gown Too Blue. It's based on a novel by science fiction grandmaster Connie Willis that won the Hugo and the Nebula and was shortlisted all over the place, called The Doomsday Book. So it's technically science fiction fantasy with historians time traveling and seeing what they can see, and sometimes it goes right and sometimes it goes wrong. It went very right for me. It won me a Pegasus Award, so it's the thing that I'm probably most known for. It's certainly the thing that's been filked the most of all the things that I've done. So I'm going to give you that. And it starts with the sound of church bells tolling. Dressed in a gown of too virulent blue, I'll play the pitiful damsel I do. Draped on cold ground I'll pose, no one knows what I know. One turn and I'm lost in time. I trip through history, studying mysteries. Middle-aged Oxford was fine, and all mine. I was the confident sophomore. I thought I had the stamp pat, but I don't know the road to the door. God, I don't know where I'm at. I clench my hands in a semblance of prayer and pray to my knuckles what I'm doing here. How will my elegance join with my innocence to shove me down dark snowy roads? Please hear this penitent, don't learn as I have learnt, be more prepared if you go or don't go. Everything school couldn't teach me, everything I didn't know, now there's no way they can reach me, and I don't know where to go. I don't know. 14-0 was the target we set. My story in place, and I flew through the net, dragging my germs with me back to the plague I flee. I'm not supposed to be here. Fever, delirious, Lord, are you getting this? I never asked what's the year, what's the year? Oh, Don Worthy, leave the door open. I know the drop is nearby. Within the sound of bells tolling, within the sound of my cry, Innocent, foolish, and faithless around me. Everyone I know is dying around me. No modern cures have I, poultice and herb supply, with isolation and prayer. Isolation and prayer. There's no one left to save, none left to dig my grave. Get me the hell out of here, out of here.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing that to us, and I'm so glad that you participated with us this evening, Leah Dunn.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Our next performer is Catherine de Reitar. Is that how you pronounce it, Reitar?
Yeah, de Reiter. It's just like play on the word right.
All right, I thought that's what it was. And this is her first time performing with us, so the very exciting welcome. If you would, take it away.
Very scared, so I did have my dragon on, but he was too loud and he was making all kinds of noise. So he's here with us, but he had to be quiet. He was just way too loud. So, okay. So this is really practice for war, and I hope that's okay. It's something that I wrote. I'm a poet. I write if it comes to me and I can't force it. So, you know, if I can't write it in 10 minutes, it kind of doesn't happen. So I've been practicing. We'll see. I'm very nervous. Okay. All right. Resting here, the fire alight. I'm brooding, I'm moping because nothing feels right. The flames blaze and they warm and they glow, and sparks fly high like upward snow. And here again, alone it seems, tripping and chasing, not catching a thing. My mind, it rolls round this and that, and it stops and it sputters, but no place exact. I think what I'm missing is me with you and everyone here. You're like my glue. You bond me there in periods past. Our dreams are inspired. We have a blast. Together we make the past come alive with dancing and fighting and projects contrived. Some never finished, but Honest efforts are made, and this one I'm wearing. But let me explain. I miss the learning, and I miss the sport, and I miss the applause and courtesy of court. Can't you just hear it when the field comes alive? When armor and fighters and sounds collide? Can't you just feel it? The thread and the wool, and the songs tickling souls, and the drums like they do? I want this. Fires with body songs and chuckles of Scadians drinking along. Look, I know it's been a year and a day, and the plague has gotten in everyone's way. I see the despair that mundane can bring, and I know that dry dullness of things. Tomorrow it's likely that we still cannot meet, yet my friend, my heart still takes a beat. Because soon, society will condone, and we together will be welcome home. That's it.
That was wonderful. I'm so glad that you decided to join us. And I think that you echo many of our sentiments. So thank you so much for bringing that here. We will be together again soon, sooner rather than later, especially now. Our next performer is, hang on, let me look at my list. Haroon! Haroon, if you would please take it away.
Good evening, Midrealm. How's everybody doing? You can't answer, so we'll just sit with that for a second. So bring your best. This is not exactly my best, but it's where my heart has been. It's where my heart is at. I wrote this pretty much exactly a year ago. I think for maybe like the first or second Bardic showcase we did. So here it is again. This is a song called "Hold On to Me." Who knows? For the love of my kinsmen, the bonds of my family, when the crown blew the war horn, I answered the call. But stay, said my regent, abandon your panoply. We fight this great evil without leaving the hall. We fight this great evil without leaving the hall. But none are alive now who know how to fight this way. So our chambers each echo with a disparate din, and the birds in our windows, they chitter unceasingly. We are crammed in the corners against our own kin. Oh, how long can we last? This plague tears us apart and darkens the memory of that which we are. When the flags fly again, will I remember your face? Will I still know the reason I came to this place? So hold on on to me, hold on to me, hold on to me, hold on. How long can we last? This plague tears us apart and darkens the memory of that which we are. When the flags fly again, will I remember your face? Will I still know the reason I came to this place? Hold on to me, hold on to me, hold on to me, hold on.
Hey. Bravo. That's a wonderful song. I'm so glad that you wrote it. And I remember when you performed that for the family theme. And it was great. I loved it. But then when you came in with your foot bell, I was like, it was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next performer is Taliesin. So Taliesin, if you would take it away.
Greetings, Midrealm. Now, I was given my name before I joined the SCA of Taliesin Wordweaver. And while I do not know if this is my best work, it is what I am usually remembered for. Wonders walk this boundless world. Do you know their names? Do you note their presence? The oak and the acorn is clear to my eye, and the bird in the bough and the bauble-like egg. I sense the sun in the silver starlight, the earthly orb in the igneous pebble, the lay of life in the call of the lark, and the course of decay in the caving mountains. But with arms and eyes both open wide, I trace all truths, be they deep or trivial. For youth must yield to the passing years, as the bough of the burst must bend under snow. Yet I face the fates and feel no dread, for the myriad mysteries marking this life are sweet to my soul. My insatiable mind revels in rattling riddles and knots, plucking and pulling the strands apart to reveal a vision of veritable beauty. Partake of eternity's terrible link with me. Bask in the boundless beauty of space, and feel no fear for infinity's vastness. Though frail as frost are our fragile lives, and brief as a breath of breeze is our time here, this lambent life will be lost soon enough, like a flower to flood, or a flame to storm. So soak in the sunlight, and savor the burning, for who lives belaboured by dread is lost, while yet walking this world bereft of wonder. Death is the doom all life is due, yet greet him graciously, grudge not his coming. And when time has taken its toll on your senses, release this life without bitterness, lightly, as the fledgling flies when flung from the nest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for performing. It was lovely. And one thing I always try to tell you guys, for anybody who's new, who's watching, is that it's really adorable. You can't see it, but I can see all of the performers in their little Brady Bunch squares. And whenever anybody's done performing, we all wave our hands like this because obviously you can't clap. So it's just, I love it. It's like a bunch of Muppets going like this, and it's delightful because I want to say it's really hard to perform for a blank camera. It is incredibly difficult. So please thank these performers it's incredibly brave of them. They're not getting any audience engagement. So I'm so grateful to all of you for doing this. And with that, our next performer is Hilla. So Hilla, if you would please take it away.
I might have been a Muppet in a former life. I'm another one. I never can tell what is my best. And so of course I try to hit up people going, what's my best? What's my best? And they're like, I don't know. Thanks, because that's helpful. So I decided to write this, to perform the song that I'm also most known for. And just for this, I wrote a new introduction for it. This song that I sing is of dubious fame, oft banned at events, yet it won me my name. A rhyme of wild weather no mortal can tame, yet I call it forth, with glee, without shame. If your day's rather wet, Stormbringer's to blame. I was born at the dawn of a cold autumn day when the wind met the mist on a hill. A child of the Northlands, I'm free as a bird and my body's as strong as my will. I laugh at the blizzard and dance in the gale. From the wild geese I learned to take flight. My first lullaby was the song of the wolf and the cry of the loon in the night. And it's hi-ho, down from the snow, down with the hail and the rain, down with the thunder crashes and roars. I am the north wind's daughter. Wild as the storm, I'll never be tamed, for I am the north wind's daughter. I am the north wind's daughter. When winter's white cloak lies so cold on the land, then I dance on the ice-frozen lake. To send down the sleet or to send down the snow, well, I feel it is my choice to make. I run with the deer in the pine forest dark when the northern lights sleep in the sky. When bonfires are lit to drive off the deep cold, with the hawk and the eagle I fly. And it's hi-ho, down from the snow, down with the hail and the rain, down with the thunder crashes and roars. I am the north wind's daughter. Wild as the storm, I'll never be tamed, for I am the north wind's daughter. I am the north wind's daughter. Come spring and come summer, when warmth fills the land, well, don't think I have fled far away. For I am the storm wind that shreds the white sails, with the lightning and thunder I play. I ride on the crest of the rapids' white wave, where it leaps and it foams on the sand. Come sailors, take warning, when you hear my voice, then you'd best keep your feet on the land. And it's hi-ho, down from the snow, down with the hail and the rain, down with the thunder crashes and roars. I am the north wind's daughter. Wild as the storm, I'll never be tamed, for I am the north wind's daughter. I am the north wind's daughter. Come all you brave men, now come heed my advice, for with you I shall never abide. Though many have tried, just as many have failed, for you can't take a storm as a bride. Speak not your sweet words, they mean nothing at all. Oh, swear not any promise to me. Do not dream to follow, do not dream to dare. If you love me, you'd let me stay free. And it's hi-ho, down from the snow, down with the hail and the rain, down with the thunder crashes and roars. I am the north wind's daughter. Wild as the storm, I'll never be tamed, for I am the north wind's daughter. I am the North Wind's daughter.
That was wonderful, Hilla Stormbringer. Thank you for this piece. I'm so glad to hear you perform that.
Thank you. I hope it rains on all of you. I mean,
it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so there you go. You knew it. You knew it. Our next performer is Breddelwyn. Breddelwyn, if you would please take it away.
Thank you. This is an old piece. This was inspired by a park bench. The bard's chair was old, ancient when new. Deep in a forest, crag Toriad woods. Chiseled stone formed its base. Its ornate back, skilled spirals swirled, twirled, subtly. Its life was real, enchantment bidding, just the chosen few, just the chosen heart. A great grotto groan, open, inviting all. Come here, you, rest and travel. Come here, you, a history told, enlightenment learned, legends lost and found, timbers tall and strong surround the old bard. Come here, you, echoes through time and tree. The bard's chair serene, deep in the rock woods, the bard's Alwyn lingers, as does what he sees. For the world goes on too fast, too restless to see the harper, to hear his whole heart. The bard's chair is dormant, is empty, alone. The forest path, winding, meanders along. Here I will harp. Here I will invite legends to join me, legends to inspire. The bard's chair still lives.
I'm so glad that you came this evening. I was worried because you hadn't signed up, but then you emailed me later today. So I was very happy that you contacted me. Thank you.
I am too. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was wonderful. And our next performer is Mistress Zoph. Zoph, if you would please take it away.
This is the second tale I ever wrote in the SCA, and what I am most well known for. In the time of Bela IV, king of the Magyar people, word came the Mongols were coming over the mountains to invade Magyar homesteads. King Bela sent the bloodied sword to his barons to call them to arms, but they were so busy squabbling none responded. King Bela wrote to the emperor and the pope, pleading for aid, but all he received were missives stating they would pray for his and his people's souls. King Bela knew they must stand alone. Much sooner than anyone expected, the Mongols came over the mountains and began attacking Madhyar. King Bela raised an army of 65,000 men and horses, and they rode to the field of Mohi to prepare for the impending battle. What you must understand about Mongols is they believe in total warfare. They destroy everyone and everything in their path. Entire villages will sooner commit mass suicide rather than fall into their hands. Mongols had two goals with their invasion of Hungary. The first was the complete annihilation of the Magyar. The second was King Bela's head on a stake. Battle was joined that cold and misty morning, and the Magyar forces were no match for the Mongols. Time and time again, they would attack only to be repulsed with heavy losses. Finally, King Bela called his men to him, saying, "We must plan our retreat." Now, his generals immediately began arguing with each other over whose plan was best. All they cared about was saving their own skin. But one man sat silent. Danish Tomai, His Majesty's Palatine, His Majesty's bravest warrior. He would lead his men time and time again against the foe and return unscathed and covered in the enemy's blood. He could take it no more, and he stood up calling out, "Enough! You quarrel like old women. We have but one goal, and that is to save His Majesty's life. Therefore, I propose the following. I will don His Majesty's battle armor and take up his standard and lead my men to face the Mongols." He knelt before King Bela. His Majesty placed his hands upon his head as tears ran down his face. "Go with my blessings, my son," he said, "and know that I will honor you and your men for all time." Danish Tomai went to his men and told them the plan. Told them not all would be needed. Some could stay with no loss of honor to guard His Majesty's flank as he escaped. But Danish Tomai's heart swelled with pride, for none of his men would turn aside from the suicide mission. They went to the priests to receive the final rites. And then Danish Tomai, His Majesty's Palatine, donned King Bela's armor, took up his standard, and led his men to face the Mongol horde. Now, perhaps I am thinking you would like this story to have a happy ending, yes? But we are Magyar. Danish Tomai and his men were slaughtered. But loud were the cries of the Mongol prince Batu when he realized he had not slain King Bela, but his Palatine. King Bela escaped across the Danube and returned years later to return our people to the second golden age. And until he drew his final breath, King Bela gave thanks to the Lord for Danish Tomai, his men, and their sacrifice. So, my friends, if your king calls you to battle, what will you sacrifice for your king and your kingdom?
That was wonderful. Thank you so for participating. I was so excited when I saw you sign up. We only have 2 more left. I'm so sad, but our next performer is going to be awesome as well. Ursula Mortimer, if you would please take it away.
Thank you, Dame Honor. The manner of this performance is based on a scholarly conjecture about the manner that Anglo-Saxon verse epics may have been performed. The words are Professor Tolkien's. I give you The Horde. When the earth was new and the sun young, of silver and gold the gods sung. In the green grass they silver spilled, and the white waters they with gold filled. Ere the pit was dug, or hell yawned, or dwarf was bred, or dragon spawned, there were elves of old, and strong spells under green hills in hollow dells they sang, as they wrought many fair things, and the bright crowns of the elf kings. But their doom fell and their song waned, by iron hewn and by steel chained. Greed that sang not, nor with mouth smiled, in dark holes their wealth piled, graven silver and carven gold. Over elven home the shadow rolled. There was an old dwarf in a dark cave, to silver and gold his fingers clave. With hammer and tongs and anvil stone he worked his hands to the hard bone. And coins he made, and strings of rings, and thought to buy the power of kings. But his eyes grew dim and his ears dull, and the skin yellow on his old skull. Through his bony hands with the pale sheen, the stony jewels slipped unseen. No feet he heard, though the earth quaked, when the young dragon his thirst slaked, and the stream smoked at his dark door. The steam hissed on the dank floor, and he died alone in the red mire. His bones were ashes in the hot fire. There was an old dragon under gray stone. His red eyes blinked as he lay alone. His joy was fled and his youth spent. He was knobbed and wrinkled and his limbs bent, and the long years to his gold chained. In his heart's furnace the fire waned. Of thieves he dreamt on his hard bed, and dreamed that on their flesh he fed. Their bones crushed and their blood drank. His ears drooped and his breath sank. Mail rings rang, he heard them not. A voice echoed in his deep grot. A young warrior with a bright sword called him forth to defend his horde. His teeth were knives and horn his hide, but iron tore him and his flame died. There was an old king on a high throne. His white beard lay on knees of bone. His mouth savored neither meat nor drink, nor his ears song. He could only think of the huge chest with carven lid, where pale gems and gold lay hid in secret treasury in the dark ground. Its strong doors were iron bound. The swords of his thanes were dull with rust. His glory fallen, his rule unjust, his halls hollow and his bowers cold. But king he was of elvish gold. He heard not the horn in the mountain pass, he smelt not the blood on the trodden grass, but his halls were burned, his kingdom lost. In a cold pit his bones were tossed. There is an old hoard beneath a gray rock, forgotten, behind doors none can unlock. That grim gate no man can pass. On the mound grows the green grass. There sheep feed and the larks soar, and the winds blow from the seashore. The old hoard night shall keep while earth waits, and the elves sleep.
Ooh, that was nifty. I liked that. Thank you so much. We only have one more performer, so Tommaso, if you would please take it away.
Thank you, General. One of the other things that goes on that you can't see is whenever someone does an up-tempo song like Ursula just did, or the pieces before, we're all swaying and we're clapping our hands and we're drumming along, but because of the way Zoom works, we're all at a slightly different time. So it takes about 5 or 6 times of playing in this situation before you get to it. It's so much fun. This isn't my best, but it's probably one of Heather Dale's best. My lyrics aren't scrolling. Here we go. Bow to the crown and bow to the throne and bow to the one whose favor you own. Remember their eyes are watching the fray. Then bow to each other and fight as you may. Honor the crown and think on the duty, the champions of right and of all we should be. The greatest of burdens, the highest renown, the first ones to rise and the last to lie down. Bow to the crown, bow to the throne, and bow to the one whose favor you own. Remember their eyes are watching the fray, and bow to each other and fight as you may. Honor the one whose favor you bear, and strive in her honor to ever be fair. Think on their faith when the battle's begun, and let them be proud of whatever you've won. Bow to the crown, and bow to the throne, and bow to the one whose favor you own. Remember their eyes are watching the fray, then bow to each other and fight as you may. Honor your foe and keep your aim true. Remember they fight with the same heart as you. Trust in the judgment of all that you throw, for they are a part of the valor you show. Bow to the crown, bow to the throne, bow to the one whose favor you own. Remember their eyes are watching the fray, then bow to each other and fight as you may. Bow to the crown, bow to the throne, and bow to the one whose favor you own. Remember the eyes are watching the fray, then bow to each other and fight as you may. Then bow to each other and fight as you may. Then bow to each other and fight as you may.
Yay! Excellent. Thank you so much. And you're absolutely right. It's hilarious watching everyone sway along with the performers at different speeds and sometimes get stuck halfway because their internet went out for half a second. You know, that's one thing that we won't get at live events. And you know what? Frankly, I'm okay with that.
It depends how much people have consumed.
Yeah.
It can get fuzzy.
Very true, very true. But you know what? I really hope that these showcases have opened up the world of Bardic to the general populace. And having said that, I think that everyone should pay attention to the fact that next month there's a huge Bardic event happening. It's the Bardic War. It's an actual war, and it's not just for Bardic people. So if you like doing things in the SCA, you need to check it out because there's going to be something for you. And also there's going to be amazing performances. Obviously our kingdom and our Kingdom Alliance is going to have the best performances, but you should also check it out for the other kingdoms. I'm sure they'll have some nice people too, I suppose. I don't know. But no, they're going to be amazing as well. So it's going to be so much fun. It's May 15th through May 22nd. Hilla is freaking out right now on mute. I'm sorry, it's May 23rd. She's holding up her fingers. May 15th through May 23rd. And yeah, just please contact me if you have any questions. Contact Tommaso, my deputy general, if you have any questions. Contact Hilla, the event steward, if you have any questions. And oh, by the way, almost everyone who performed this evening is going to be competing for the Midrealm for War Points. Woo! Woo! So I'm super proud of all of you guys, and I'm just super excited. And as ever, thank you so much to our Kingdom Minister of Arts and Science, Sarai, for hosting these and live sharing them to Facebook. We could not do them without you. Thank you, Sarai. And that's it. That's all we got. I hope you have a wonderful evening, except Hilla's saying, wait a minute, hold up. So I'm going to let Hilla say something. What is it, Hilla?
Honor, we don't get a performance from our beloved general?
Y'all, I'm tired. I mean,
She
I will
delegated.
but I did not prepare anything. But I'll sing a song. It'll take me 5 seconds. You ready? Here's the song. What should I sing? It's fine. I got something. No, wait, I had something and then it completely left my brain. It's a Shakespeare song. What was it? Do you know what I was gonna sing? No? Sigh no more. Sigh no more, ladies, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, and be you blithe and bonny, forgaying all your sounds of woe, forgaying all your sounds of woe. To hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny, hey nonny nonny. Thank you, Hilla. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening. Good night, Midrealm. Thank you, Sarai. You're the best.
Thank you for killing me.